Is micromanagement getting worse? Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening so you don't miss any future episodes like this one. Are you ready? Let's get started. I've talked to hundreds of leaders. I've asked thousands of people, and no one wants a micromanager. No one really wants to be one, even if they know they're doing it, but no one wants to be one, and yet everyone's experienced it. And you would think a problem this pervasive and this wide would get better over time, but it hasn't. In fact, it's gotten worse. It's hard in and of itself, but it's gotten worse because the nature and context of work has changed. That's why micromanagement may be getting worse. So let's talk about some of those reasons. Number one, and this one hasn't changed. Do that again from the number one. First, poor expectations of leaders. Like this one hasn't changed. It's too often not clear to leaders exactly how they're supposed to lead or what their leadership behaviors should be. And so because they came from doing the work really well, they decide that doing the work the way they always did it is what needs to happen, which is one of the reasons why they micromanage. Next, poor preparation of leaders. We don't teach leaders the stuff like I just said. We don't help them get ready to do this job well. Or when we give them that training, it's been so long they've already developed habits. We all know habits are hard to break. Those two really aren't any different, but we haven't fixed them. But the rest of these are a big deal. Next, doing work remotely. If your team is remote from you, you are remote from them, it exacerbates this problem. It makes it harder and more likely that people will feel like you're checking up on them rather than checking in with them. Next, work is less visible now. Not only we may not see the people, but we can't see the work. It's not like they're doing something with their hands. So we have more meetings and we have status check-ins because we're trying to make sure we know what's going on. And that often comes across as, and maybe even is, micromanagement. Next, increasing complexity. The nature of work is more complex than ever, which makes leaders less confident, which means that they try to control what they think they can control, which is their folks, which they can't really control anyway. It leads to the problem. Next, technology enables it. We have things like Slack, Microsoft Teams, and dashboards that lets leaders have a clue what's going on. So they're asking more questions that lead others to say, well, can't they just let me do my job? Might be a valid question. Next, confused accountability. Listen, you observing other people is not their accountability. Giving them ownership is accountability. So we've got to make sure we're clear as leaders on what accountability really is and let go of what really needs to belong to them. And lastly, the general erosion of trust. Now, this may not be completely true in your organization, but all of the societal measures of trust continue to drop. And so if people are less trusting in general, they might be less trusting at work, which means they're more likely to micromanage. All of these are challenges. All of them are understandable reasons why we might micromanage, but are all the same reasons why we need to figure out how to stop doing it. So from an organizational perspective, ask yourself this question. How many of these things are you supporting, maybe without even knowing you're doing it? You need to give your leaders better support, and you need to set expectations of your leaders so they can avoid this trap and from getting stuck deeper and in a more sticky situation as a leader. Let me close with today's remarkable reminder. As work changes, the pressure to micromanage grows. How are you helping your leaders overcome these habits and tendencies? Well, if you want to help your leaders, whether they're new or frontline leaders, get over some of the challenges like we've just talked about in micromanagement, just one of the many things we can help with our suite of products and services that we are all framed around our book, From Bud to boss. So you can learn more about all of those offerings, products, and services by going to kevineikenberry.com/bud2boss. That's BUDTOBOSS. Hope you'll do that, and hope you'll be back next week for another episode of Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast.